A latest poll has challenged an effort by the British Conservative Party to leave the European Convention on Human Rights. This comes as some senior Conservatives are planning a campaign to leave the group. A new poll by a think tank called More in Common claims less than a quarter of the public think Britain should leave the ECHR. Around 49% of the voters want Britain to remain a member of the Convention. Former UK Prime Minister Winston Churchill helped create the group in 1951. The poll also found that planning or vowing to leave ECHR would lose twice as many votes for the Tories, while only 23% supported the Tory party leaving the European group. The UK Home Secretary, Suella Braverman, has also voiced her support to leave the group. However, officially, the British government has said it will remain in the ECHR. However, the announcement of exiting the body by senior Tory members in government is likely to reignite a debate in the Conservative Party, and it may even create new splits in the party. The row revolves around the UK government's Rwanda asylum plan. The government has said it wants to send some asylum seekers to the East African country. The first set of flights were blocked by a European judge after it was passed by all judges in the UK. Last month, Britain's Court of Appeal also ruled against the plan. Some Tory members believe it's the bloc's way of punishing the UK for Brexit. Well, for more on this, we're joined by our correspondent Alex Isat in London. Alex, many thanks for joining us. The ECHR and the modern Conservative Party have probably been two things that haven't been particularly compatible in recent years. Just give us your assessment on these latest comments and this latest findings.
It's actually quite surprising that the poll suggested that people wouldn't vote for Conservatives if we left the European Courts of Human Rights. Because when you speak to the average person on the street, it does feel like that was one of the main reasons that they did vote for Brexit. They didn't want to be under the European courts. They didn't want to have our European rule. Of course, this is just one poll, and it is out of only 1,000 people that were polled, and obviously 40+% suggested that they would leave. But when it comes down to the European Union, many do think that they have been putting a lot of boundaries and a lot of rules because of Brexit, and a lot of people are thinking that that's the reason why these boats keep coming over, that the border patrols aren't working, and that we can't send these illegal migrants over to Rwanda or even back to France. But of course, there are some huge issues with getting rid of human rights, especially even if it is the European Court of Human Rights. There's 46 countries involved there, and not all of them can be playing this game of singling the UK out. So if Britain did decide to leave completely and get rid of it, then of course we would be under hardly any jurisdiction when it comes to those 46 countries, and looking towards other human rights that we just take for granted today. That's rights getting education, rights having healthcare. So all of those would also have to be taken into consideration when it comes to how we're going to leave and what we're going to be doing. And the government would need to put something else in place to ensure that those rights are kept. So at the moment, this is just a conversation that we've been hearing because of this migrant boat crisis, but it doesn't feel like this is the end of this conversation at all. Many people have been saying since the Brexit vote that we do need to be more stepping away from Europe, but at the moment they do hold more cards, and it'd be a dreadfully dangerous game to play, especially in the run-up to the general election, to have one opposing side if Labour is really for human rights and also rejoining Europe as well, and the Conservatives aren't, then many people will be stuck when it comes to voting. And as we saw recently, people aren't really heading to the polls, and they are feeling a bit disillusioned with politics in general. So something really does need to change.
Alex Isaac joining us live from London. Many thanks for your insight.